All right, man. Good morning, sports world. You are now rocking with the best. Welcome to the best of seven sports talk. Seven Mitchell in the building. KB in the building. Y'all already know, man. We gotta
Yo,
we gotta recap what happened last night. KB was popping, son.
what's poppin', man? What's good, world? What's happening?
Oh man, we told him. We told him it was not going to be a cakewalk for the Milwaukee Bucks when they faced the Miami Heat in the semifinals.
I'm trying to tell you, I got some bets out in the street. Niggas going to eat their words this weekend. It
Man,
might be a sweeper.
that game seven was crazy between what's his name that
Houston and OKC.
yeah, that game seven was crazy between the Rockets and Chris Paul.
Harden does it with defense.
So
That's crazy.
yeah, I guess we're gonna get right into this, man. From last night, man, James Harden made up for a miserable shooting night with a big time block shot. Russell Westbrook scored 20 points against his former team, and the Houston Rockets edged the OKC Thunder 104 to 102 in game seven. They will be facing the LA Lakers in the semifinals, I believe, on Friday, game one. Uh, like KB said, James Harden was highlighted last night for a big time defensive play. What's your thoughts, man, about game seven? Because this series, Houston was definitely favored. They got the better team on paper. It shouldn't have went 7 games, to be honest. Some people feel like the Thunder shouldn't even have made the playoffs. But, this shit went down to the end of the wire. What was your thoughts about, what you
About
saw last night?
1 point. By 1 point. The whole series was decided by a point. That's crazy.
Wow.
That's how it shows how Houston is not ready. Honestly, they went 7 games to first of all, like you said, a team that wasn't supposed to make it, period. But that shows the greatness of Chris Paul, dog. And I don't know what happened with everybody else. That last play, dog. What happened? What happened that last play for OKC with Steven Adams? What was that?
I don't know, man. That it just baffles me. Like the referees play
It
such
didn't
a
make
role.
sense.
Referees play such a role last night. It was ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie, especially in the Bucks Heats game. Like those two last calls.
Yeah, that last call, dog.
The last two calls. The shot, the call against when they said that the 3-point play where Chris Middleton got to shoot the 3 free throws to tie the shit up in the first place. Like that wasn't no foul.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that wasn't no foul, but I guess they felt like that was a makeup call with Giannis fouling Jimmy Butler at the end of the game. But Jimmy Butler had a hell of a game, dog. Like that, the way he played the passing lane, they was sloppy with the passes because Jimmy Butler got that thing about like 3-4 times out the passing lane. Everything just smacked the ball away, and it's a straight breakaway. Duncan Rob, Jimmy Butler slamming it. I'm like, man, this is crazy. I was going crazy the whole game. Kelly Olynyk.
I want to stick to
I called you. I hit you up when the game was going on. I forgot.
I want to stick to the Western Conference game 7, because if Houston would have lost last night, do you know how much of a hit James Harden's reputation would have took, man?
Yeah, it would have. It would have been bad too.
You might would have had to blow the whole franchise up. Like the GM Morey part would have been gone. Westbrook, that whole experiment would have been a waste of time. We just seen what Westbrook did giving up the game. Like you'd have had to blow that whole thing up. And James Harden, if he'd have lost to Chris Paul out of all people, come on, man. This would have definitely been the biggest stain on his resume.
This show really is more of a Russ. I feel like it showed how bad of a teammate Russell Westbrook is. Then it showed how much of a better leader that Chris Paul is than he is.
You think so?
Yeah, if anybody. James Harden James Harden does what he does regardless. He's going to do what he does, and most of the time when the Rockets lose, it don't be his fault. You know what I'm saying? Like James Harden always a guarantee. You could basically write in his stats before the game starts. He's going to give you. He's good with the passing. He's going to get at least 30. So it shows how bad. Most of the they shouldn't have went 6 because Russell Westbrook making bad decisions the whole game 6, like turnovers and then that air ball at the end of the game. Like, Chris Paul is making the right decisions every time he had the ball, whether he got to score it or he got to dish it. It don't matter.
What's next for CP3? I mean, because I think like this year was an anomaly when it comes to OKC's success. Like I said, a lot will argue that they should never even been here. I don't see Chris Paul getting a championship or making it that deep into the playoffs, even with a regular type of environment or year with the OKC Thunder. So what's next for CP3?
And he's untradeable because of his contract.
But I think it's up after one. I think he only got like 1 or 2 years left. So they might have to eat it for a little while. But I think Chris has the opportunity to play somewhere else for his last go round.
I mean, his points are already going down. He's already only scoring like 15 to 18 points a game now. His points already, he's not a 20-point per game player no more. So, I mean, the only thing is he would have to be like a strong third option on the team, or a strong, like, because he's not the second option. You see, he couldn't handle being the second option with James Harden. So Chris Paul got to be like part of like a big three or something, because Chris Paul can't do nothing. He can't be your supporting cast. He's just it's not skill. He's just getting older. So,
right.
You know, he would have to really like, the only place I could see him going is if he went to the Lakers to help LeBron, if Anthony Davis decides to stay, or, I mean,
I like that.
The Clippers
I'm going to keep it real. I have that trio on my franchise in 2K. I got CP3, LeBron, and AD. I got them on my Lakers. We lost to the Clippers in my first year on 2K. So I went on ahead. I'm in my second season, and I picked up CP3. I traded him. I got rid of Rondo, and I'm trying to win a chip. So I could definitely see that. I would definitely like to see Chris Paul play with LeBron before it's all over.
Or if Chris Paul go to Milwaukee, if Giannis decide to stay, he could help the Bucks win a championship. I feel like he should have went to Milwaukee, and him and Giannis could have won a ring this year.
I got to talk
Chris
to the
Paul in the
bosses.
East is dangerous.
I got to talk
Man,
to
they
the
would have
bosses.
killed everybody.
No. Hold up. No. I got to talk
Chris
to
Paul
the
with
bosses.
Middleton and Giannis.
Hold up. Please. Slow your roll. I got to talk to the bosses right now since you brought up the Milwaukee Bucks. We're not even going to start talking about the future and what should have been, what could have been when it comes to the Milwaukee Bucks. Shout out to D. Scott in the live chat. I hear you saying don't sleep on Milwaukee Bucks, but I am going to sleep this morning because what I witnessed the last night, as well as the last couple nights, is exactly what I've been trying to tell everybody from the jump. Giannis is not that guy. And then when you listen to his post-game interview yesterday, it just goes to show that he is nowhere near on LeBron James' level. For him to be a two-time MVP potentially is pathetic.
This is what happens when you can't shoot.
Last night, Giannis Antetokounmpo sat on the bench in disbelief as Jimmy Butler sank a pair of free throws with no seconds left on the clock for the Miami Heat to go up 2-0 on the best team record-wise in the NBA, the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, just moments earlier, the Bucks and the Miami Heat were knotted up at 114 after Chris Middleton sucked all three free throws. KB and I talked about that earlier after being fouled on a bogus three-point shot. Now, in the setup wild finish, Jimmy Butler goes for a jump shot in the corner, in the wing to end the game. Giannis goes up to contest against the ball, and as he's coming down, the ball is like halfway at the basket. Giannis puts his hand on Jimmy Butler's back to, I guess, gain traction or to break his own potential fall. And they call a foul with no time left, and Jimmy sinks the two free throws, and they lose the game. Unbelievable how the referees determined that playoff game last night. It was disgusting, KB.
I liked it.
That is ridiculous, man. You should be.
I got cheese on that. I got cheese on the on the Heat, so I can't even.
Now, again, when we talked about the preview of this round, I also had the Heat. I had them in 7, but I do not like seeing nobody getting cheated. Those were some bogus calls at the end of a playoff game in the second round of that. This is not the first round. This is not the NBA restart. This is not the bubble. This is big business now.
Man, listen, they gotta get it. However, they gotta get it, man.
Nah,
They
man.
gotta go ahead and win this game, man.
Nah. I just can't. And I'm looking at the turnovers. Game one and game two was totally different. And you brought up Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler was unbelievable. He was relentless in game one. Yesterday, he was like you could try to call him a facilitator in that fourth quarter, but I think he only took like one shot, maybe two shots the whole
No,
fourth quarter.
the defense was crazy. And the Bucks passing was terrible. Like when they was moving the ball around, that Miami was get. Look at all the steals Miami got last night.
Giannis played.
Miami was getting endless fast break.
Let me explain something to you. This is why Giannis is not that guy, the Greek freak. Shout out to my brother Black Sheep Media as well in the live chat. This is the best of 7 Sports Talk, by the way. If you guys want to call up and give y'all opinions on what happened last night, y'all see the phone number. Y'all know the drill. Call up 929-436-2866. But check this out, though, KB. This is where I want to get your insight at. When we look at some of the greatest MVPs of all time in the NBA, especially when it come down to minutes and in the playoffs and in the clutch, we've seen LeBron tell a coach what he's going to do. We've seen Kobe tell a coach what he's going to do. We've seen Jordan, the greatest MVPs at a point in their career, they dictate even to the coach at one point what they're going to do. Giannis plays 35 minutes. They've been pretty much putting him on, I don't want to say minutes restriction or load management, but he has not been playing high minutes all year. So now that we're in the playoffs, he's sitting there playing for 35 minutes yesterday. But the thing that I got a problem with is in the interview, he's talking about, I'm just going to go here with whatever Coach Buzenholzer say. I'm just listening to my coach. That is not the attitude of a superstar that's an MVP, potential two-time MVP when it come down to it. Because that's the same attitude that you had last year when y'all allowed the Toronto Raptors, after being up 2-0, to win 4 straight. He was talking that same thing. I'm just listening to my coach. When is Giannis going to grow up, KB, and become a man? And I don't mean that be disrespectful. I'm talking about in a superstar aspect of, because he's supposed to be the next face of the league. That's not
he can't shoot. And then he does the same thing every time he has the ball. He starts at the top of the key. He take that long ass dribble. He take like 2-3 strong ass steps, and he try to get to the bucket. And if he don't, he try that little spin move and try to get to the bucket. But if he can't do that, he's not effective. He can't shoot. Now, outside of 15 feet, this man can't do anything to you. He's not a shooter. And at the end of the game, who's going to take the last shot? You think he's going to do it? Especially if it's like 3-4 seconds on the cut, it take him longer than that to make a move to get to the basket. So it's definitely going to somebody else.
And that's another problem. His release takes a long time to get off. So it's even tougher for him to even get the shot off. Like if it's a 3-point shot or something from the perimeter, it takes him longer than others to even get the shot off. So you definitely got to consider having someone else like Middleton or Korver, shooting the last shot.
I think it would help him if the way he start his offense, if he was started closer to the basket instead of top of the key all the time or at the elbows. You see, he always do that. Every time he has the ball, watch when he has the ball all the time. You can replay the last game. Every time he starts from the top of the key or the elbow, and he take them 2-3 strong-ass dribbles to the basket, or he try to make a move, or he try to get an assist. He don't do anything else, or that spin move. He only has 2 offensive moves. And once he loses athleticism, I don't know what type of player he's going to be when he gets older.
Now, I'm going to say this, because this is a game-by-game analysis. Miami did get the win, but I was not impressed with the Miami Heat last night, KB. They were sloppy.
Their defense was crazy.
You say that in a good way or a bad way?
In a great way. You see how they took the lead of the game, like all by defense. But they was getting hella steals. They was putting pressure on George Hill and Eric Bledsoe. And Giannis, they held Giannis to fucking 14 points in a half. They held him to 14 points.
So that's what I'm saying. That's the thing that
And
confuses me. Is it more about what Miami did, or is it more about what Milwaukee didn't do? Is it more about what Giannis didn't do? I don't see Miami as being a team generally that could shut him down.
when they was attacking him all the time, because their defense against him is attacking him while he's playing defense. Giannis was in heavy foul trouble. He had 3 fouls in the first half.
Gordon
That's why he had to sit for a minute.
Gordon Dragic led the way, 23 points. He was 8 of 18 from the floor, 3 for 4 from the free throw line. Him and Jimmy Butler is really going to have to carry this team on their back if they really going to make a deep, real run or close the door in this series. When you compare those two to what Milwaukee have in Middleton and Giannis and Bledsoe and Lopez, I don't think it's over though. I don't think.
But mind you, Bledsoe's injured. He's playing hurt.
That's true. That's true. That's true. I don't think it's going to be a sweep. I don't think it's going to be a gentleman's sweep. You know, I don't want to get too ahead of myself.
No, I got to admit, I always said Miami in 6. I said that on Sunday. I'm going to stick to that. Miami in 6.
It's going to be interesting, man. I just I'm not sold on Giannis. Giannis is not my MVP. I don't care what nobody says. He wasn't my MVP.
I think LeBron should win MVP still.
Absolutely. He should have won it last year. What are you talking about? Well, I'm not going to say he should have won it last year. They didn't even make the playoffs. He was hurt. But every year that LeBron plays, he's the most valuable in the league. You know, you haters out there can deny that. Black sheep, you can hate all you want. But you know in your heart, every time that LeBron plays a full season, he's the real MVP.
26, 10, and 8. This man almost averaged a triple-double for the season at 35 years old.
Year 17.
You've never seen this.
Ever.
You would never see this again.
Ever. You get a top 5 person, a top 5 player added to your team, and he's still not that guy. Like Giannis still going to have to take the back seat. That just goes to show how big time LeBron is. So I'm going to have to start putting some respect on the name of the king. But it's going down. Let's talk real quick. Let's preview Game 1 between the Rockets and the Lakers. How do you think this series is going to play out? We ain't even got to break it down game for game. I don't think this is going to be a cakewalk series. This is going to be a real tough series for the Lakers. I'm not going to lie.
No, it ain't.
I'm telling you. The Lakers going to have to shoot the basketball. They're going to have to be very efficient because of the Rockets.
The Lakers just beat a better team than let's be for real. Portland could beat Houston Rockets. Portland was a better team than Houston Rockets was. We're not even going to do that.
No, that's not true. Portland was not a better team than
Houston.
Houston.
If Portland had faced Houston Rockets would not be in the playoffs right now. Portland would have got them out of there.
I mean, Portland is a so.
Dame Lillard was the hottest man in the bubble. It took the king to put him down.
Hold up, KB. So what are you saying? You're saying that they are better than OKC.
Yeah. Houston Rockets just got the luck of the draw. Portland was the most dangerous team coming into this playoff. It took LeBron to put them away. Let's be honest.
No, let's be honest. Why was Portland the most? You saying because of the bubble play?
They had the hottest man in the bubble. Portland was cooking.
Portland had one of the worst defenses all season. What are you talking about? You should be drug tested right now.
Look at the record though. They was winning.
But they
were still winning. It don't matter. Dame was going off and they were still winning.
In the bubble. So you're talking about in the bubble. Because when we were playing just regular, Portland wasn't no Portland going off. Carmelo wasn't even in rhythm. It was all about those two teams in LA. Let's not get it confused. All this Portland talk, all that happened because Dame started showing off in the bubble during the restart. But then he had to face
listen, Houston is in trouble.
I think both teams are in trouble. I think both teams.
Harden could be the hottest. Might have been the second hottest dude in the bubbles. He's still going off.
Who on the Lakers?
But who gonna put him down? It takes LeBron to do that.
Who on the Lakers can guard Westbrook?
Who on the Rockets can guard Anthony Davis?
No. We can go there. But who? Answer my question. Who on the Lakers can guard Russell Westbrook?
Russell Westbrook keep himself in check by missing a whole bunch of shots and making bad plays.
Just say they have no one. You can just answer my question real quick. We can just get to it. Just say they.
I mean, they don't have nobody that can guard Russell Westbrook.
Thank you. Next question. Who do they have that could guard James Harden?
Who do the Rockets have that can guard LeBron James?
No, that's not my question. My question is, who do they have that guard James Harden?
Bro.
Who do they have?
All right, be honest with you. Who do you think is going to win the series? You know it's the Lakers, right?
I just need an answer first. I don't answer questions with questions. I want to know, who do the Lakers have to guard these two guys? Nobody. So this is not.
They can put Bron on Harden.
But this is not a cakewalk. This is not about who is better, LeBron or Harden. Of course, LeBron James is light years better than Harden. But this is not no cakewalk. That's what I'm saying.
You said who could guard him? I said Bron.
If the Lakers do not have anyone that could guard both superstars from Houston, you can pretty much guarantee that this series is going to go 6 or 7. And that's if the Lakers shoot good. If the Lakers do not shoot good this series, they are done.
Lakers in 5, bro. Stop it.
No.
Stop playing.
Oh, no.
Stop playing with the Lakers, bro.
I'm a Lakers fan. The Lakers are not built to be winning in 5. That's
They just won in 5.
Against
what are you doing?
Against Portland.
Please, what are you doing today? What are you doing today? What are you doing today, bro?
That's what I'm. I don't really like to talk over each other. So I'll let you get your shit off. I'll get my shit off.
No. Go ahead.
Dame didn't play game 5. Dame didn't play, and he got hurt game 4.
You correct. He got injured.
The Lakers are not built right now to be beat.
But Westbrook is coming off an injury, though.
I'm not saying that Westbrook is the hottest player right now in the playoffs, but on face value, he's their superstar along with Harden. Those are the two go-to guys for Houston, especially now that they're playing small ball. So if you don't have anyone on the court that can contain the two superstars, how do you think that this series is just going to be a game going to 4 or 5? I just think that the Lakers are going to have to not only shoot.
Because they got a 7-footer that's scoring 30 a game.
Houston plays better defense than Portland.
Let me get on my other phone and check the stats on that. Okay, they probably do, because Portland is at the bottom of the league. Portland is 28th in defense. So, yeah, Houston probably is a little bit higher than that.
You don't even have to look up the stats to see that Houston Rockets defense is better than Portland's. KB, you watch basketball. You know this.
How? And they still allowing 100 from OKC. They allowing 100 points a game from OKC, bro. With nobody who's a super threat to go off for real, except for Gilgeous Alexander.
All I know is this. If James Harden and the Rockets would have lost last night,
it would have been a terrible hit to his career. It would have been terrible.
It would have been horrific. It would have been.
Yeah, it would have been terrible.
Blasphemous. It might have been the dagger. It would have been that might have been it. You losing this the first round,
but they can't trade him. Who are you going to get in return that's going to give you what James Harden is giving you?
Who wants him? Who will want James Harden? Forget that.
Anybody? What?
Nah, you don't want James Harden.
He's the most unstoppable dude in the league, and he's my favorite player on 2K.
See, that's that video game stuff. You try and win a championship, you're not trading for James Harden. Especially if he would have lost last night. Come on, KB. Come on, man. I will get the drug test of you right now. If James Harden would have lost last night, wouldn't none of these teams that's in a playoff run, but wouldn't no damn James Harden. He couldn't do it with CP3. He couldn't do it with Dwight. He couldn't do it with Russell. Come on, nah. He's a stat sheet stuffer. Let's keep it a buck.
Nah, he do what he got to do for that team to win.
Well, what is he going to do against the Lakers? That's
ain't going to do nothing. It's Bron, bro. Stop it, bro. We know what time it is.
Black Sheep is sitting here disrespecting LeBron. He's still calling LeBron La Diva. You know, my thing about this thing with
we gotta stop this, bro. We gotta stop this LeBron hate.
And the thing that confuses me with Black Sheep is I thought before the Lakers signed LeBron James that he was a Lakers fan. It seemed to me that only once they signed LeBron James, he got off of the boat, which makes absolutely no sense because he is the greatest NBA player to put on a Lakers uniform. Period.
What?
And that includes Kobe Bryant and Magic Johnson. Yes, I said.
Nah, bro, you disrespectful as
No, I'm
hell.
not disrespectful. That's
No,
a
he's
fact.
not. First of
Kobe
all, LeBron
Bryant is
don't
not
even
great.
crack the top 5 of the Lakers. He doesn't never crack top 5 ever.
No. This is what I
He
said.
doesn't crack top
This
6.
is not what I
He's not
said.
better than Kareem,
Listen,
Kobe,
again,
Magic, Shaq.
if you don't cut me off, you will hear me clearly. I did not say he was the greatest Laker of all time. I said he is the greatest NBA player to put on a Laker uniform.
That's so disrespectful.
Out of all players that have put on a Laker uniform and played, tell me who was better than LeBron James.
Any real Lakers fan is hurt by what you just said about him.
I don't care. I don't care about nobody's feelings. I'm talking about the facts. Name me an NBA player that has put on a Laker uniform that's a greater player than LeBron James.
Every great Laker has more rings than LeBron James.
You're talking about being a great Laker, and that's not true.
Tell me being a great team player.
I said LeBron James is the greatest NBA player. I'm gonna say it again for the third time. He's the greatest NBA player to ever put on a Lakers uniform. Name me one player that has ever put on a Lakers uniform that is a greater NBA player than LeBron James. I will wait.
Kareem.
Kareem is better than LeBron James.
Kareem might be the GOAT. Kareem is the most decorated player of all time. No NBA player has what Kareem has. Not even my favorite player, Kobe.
I was waiting. That's who I was waiting for you to say. I wanted you to part your lips.
Kobe's better than LeBron too.
Stop it. Just stop it.
Kobe, if I'm gonna say two, it's Kareem and Kobe.
Just stop it. Just stop it, please. Just stop it, please. If it was not for Shaquille O'Neal, LeBron would have more rings than Kobe. Number one, LeBron already has more. LeBron already has more accolades than Kobe. He broke all of Kobe records. What are you talking?
Okay, what about Kareem?
He's going to take the number. He's going to be the all-time NBA scoring leader before he retires.
He's not going to get 6. Kareem has 6 MVPs, 6 championships.
So does
he's
Robert
an all-time leader in buckets.
So does Robert Ory. What is your point? So does Steve Kerr. What's your point? That means nothing to me. That means nothing to me. What about Magic?
Oh my God, you so disrespectful to all the greatest players of all.
I'm not.
You so stuck in this era.
LeBron is the greatest.
You don't appreciate that your history.
I do appreciate and I respect history. But what you don't respect.
You so disrespectful to Kareem right now.
No, I'm not. When we talk about the greatest ever, it's always a conversation about Jordan, and people will throw in LeBron.
Jordan not even better than Kareem.
Oh, I'm done. I definitely got to talk to the. You got to be drug tested. Talk about some Kareem better than Michael Jordan. Just stop it, please. Just stop it. He has the most unstoppable shot. That's a given. Without Oscar Robertson, without Magic Johnson, you think
my man retired at 89? Jordan played like 11 more years. My man retired and still never passed him in buckets.
You're so
that's crazy. That's insane.
No, you're insane. You're insane. I got to go to the live chat. I got to look at the chat. I got to look at the messages real quick because I know this is unbelievable. Look at this.
Man,
we're not doing this today, man.
You disrespecting Kareem, bro. You disrespectful.
Oh my God, man.
And you disrespectful to Kobe. Rest in peace, the GOAT, man.
Rest in peace to the GOAT, man. See, and you guys take me there. You know, where I lose total objectivity of the time and the climate and what recently just happened. But I cannot allow, those unforeseen circumstances to still cloud my judgment when I know
he has not passed my man still.
Who?
He is not. He don't have the rings. He's not.
Why you keep talking about rings? Like that's the end of it.
It matters.
There are players that got more rings than Kobe. So does that mean they're greater than Kobe? Robert Ory
it's not that many.
It is. It's a few. It's quite a few that got more than 5 rings. They might not be superstars, but there's quite a few players that got more than 5 rings. Jerry West lost 9 finals, and he's the damn NBA logo. So it's not even about championships, bro. If Kobe did not have Shaq, if Kobe didn't have Phil Jackson, Kobe would know. LeBron never had a Phil Jackson.
I hate when people say if Kobe ain't have Shaq, because Kobe has more rings without Shaq than Shaq has without Kobe. Ain't Shaq been more to the finals more times than Kobe and still don't have more rings than him?
You got Phil Jackson. You got Phil Jackson involved. You got Phil Jackson involved.
Come on, bro. He won with less talent than the Shaq had.
Who? Wait a
Like,
minute. Wait a minute. You're telling me the
Think about
the
this.
2009 and 2010 Lakers were less
That
talented than
2009 team was not good, barely at all. All they had was Lamar Odom was never an all-star, so let's not talk about Lamar Odom as like a super
Lamar
great
Odom
player.
was never an all-star, bro.
He wasn't.
You're bugging.
Lamar Odom was never an all-star. Look it up.
He was a superstar with the Clippers. Lamar
Odom never made an all-star team in his career. Look it up. I'm telling the truth.
Lamar
Odom never made an all-star team.
Lamar Odom is one of the best players, one of the best forwards this game has ever seen. Stop playing games, man. Kobe would. So what are you saying? Kobe could have won his little 2 championships without Lamar?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that at all. But I'm saying, though, like, think about it. Shaq left the Lakers, read up with Dwayne Wade, and he won that chip with Jason Williams, Antoine Walker, and had Gary Payton coming off the bench, and had Alonzo Mourning come. Like, he had, like, Miami had a whole rack of people on that team when he won in 06. When he was winning championships with Kobe, it was him and Kobe. They didn't have all that extra. They when they did have all that extra on their team, they lost them in the finals. So when he was winning them rings, it was Shaq and Kobe. And Kobe had a better career than Shaq did. So I don't like when people be saying, oh, Kobe had Shaq. Nah, Kobe was better than Shaq. Kobe had a better career than Shaq.
That's just up for debate. But you are now rocking with the best people. This is the Best of 7 Sports Talk. 7 Mitchell KB about to sign off. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the video. Shout out to the bar guard, Danny Myers, in the chat. Definitely appreciate it, bro. We are out here working.
Yo, Danny, please.
You must be about to say something blasphemous because your phone started breaking up as soon as you about to say something. So
I said bar got in the building. Crush Holmesy for me. I don't like how Smack was.
Yeah, that's why you're getting cut. See? It's crazy. All right, y'all. Y'all be good. Make sure y'all check out the full podcast. It's available on Spotify as well as iTunes. Just look up the Best of 7. If you guys would like to donate, assist the podcast, donation links and everything will be in the description box. We also got our Facebook group for sports debates. So make sure y'all join us in Facebook and follow us everywhere on social media. Shout out to my guy, KB. Any last words, my brother, before we sign off?
Miami in 6, Danny winning Ultimate Madness.
All right, man. We up out of here, man. Best of 7 Sports Talk. Y'all be good. Y'all stay safe.